I'm Rebecca.
And I'm Hunter, and this is
the Family Showdown! Hello and welcome back to my top 100 games of all time, 2022 edition. Today we're going to go through 30 through 21. Woo! Lots of good stuff going on today, and I think I'm going to break my little bench with all these heavy-duty, massive games of greatness over here. Just wait till you see what we have. So, my number 30 happens to have been a hiccup last year, but it was 24 before, it's 30 now, so it's still really high up. It's kind of dropping weirdness. I don't know what's going on with this, but it is the long lost friend of Forum Trajanum. So this one, it's not Trajan, but it always reminds me of Trajan. It kind of reminds me a little bit of one of the mini games, but it's like Hunter says, it's not. You're like doing a bunch of tiling. You have a grid system board, and you're doing some tiles. Tile placement and laying, and you're trying to complete like rows and columns and stuff and get extra perks and bonus points and stuff from doing that. And it's Feld points salady greatness, as it's a very typical kind of Feld sort of thing. And it's about, it says 30 minutes a person. That's probably about right from what I remember of it. I can't imagine it being much more two person, because it's one of those games that, again, once you pick it back up, you can play it pretty quickly. And I like this way, way, way more than Hunter, which is probably why it doesn't get played very often. But it's lighter than Trajan, but it's probably in the middle of his games, I would say, as far as like weight and stuff like that goes. So, Forum Trajanum.
Meh. I'm with you, Smokey. Meh.
Huh.
Smokey just meowed off.
Yeah, I don't know if you can hear him or not.
Yeah, this one, I don't know, it just really didn't speak to me. The drafting for the two players is kind of tricked up.
That's true.
But basically, I think we haven't ever played this more than two player. I recall the drafting. You have two tiles and you pass one and you get one and you keep one and one goes somewhere else. And then with a two-player, it's weird. You draft one, you pass one. One goes into like a side bin that you could pick up. It's really weird.
Yeah, it was a little more complicated than it felt like it needed to be. That's true. But I don't know. Under the two-player thing.
It's got area control. It's got tile placement. It's got going up tracks. It's got getting bonuses. It's deciding which superpowers you want to improve. You have like different activities you can do, and you can improve those. I'm trying to remember. We haven't played this.
It's been a while. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's probably funny. You went on your list last year, and I just haven't even thought of it because it kind of went off the radar. You must have just kind of missed it.
Yeah, I must have somehow missed it. It's probably one of my tragic misses. Yeah, it's a really fun one, and Connor's like poo. So
Forum Trajanum.
Oh wow. But yeah, it's probably smack in the middle of like the whole Feld realm if you're gonna say weight and stuff like that.
It's probably maybe on the heavier end.
You think so?
Maybe. I don't know. I guess with the two-player drafting weirdness, it kind of is, but I don't know.
Okay, but if that's the one thing that's gonna make it heavier, really.
This is probably in my bottom third of Feld games, I would guess.
I didn't say ranking. I was talking about weight, Mister.
I'm saying
I hate
I changed the subject.
What a troll. What a troll. All right, so the next one, my number 29, was my 26, and it's probably here to stay in this realm for quite a while. And I have a feeling once we play, I believe we have an expansion.
Two expansions.
Looks like 4 expansions, actually.
Yeah, 4 expansions.
I have a feeling it's going to stay / go up, and that is the Dominations, or the game of, like I call them, the little nacho chips, because all the pieces in here are triangular. They always look like chips to me for whatever reason. Dominations is like kind of like potato chips. It's addictive, and once you eat one, you're like, I kind of want to just play it again. It's not a short game to where you can probably just play this 2 in a row, but it's a game that, regardless of the time frame involved, I really do want to play it a couple times in a row. You're getting different, I keep calling them chips, the little triangular pieces, and you're drafting these things and getting them, and you're trying to get, there's different colors, and you're kind of like filling out like I was going to say, is there like a little, no, you set it up. You set up a little starter. Let me see if I can show you. Kind of explain it.
Oh, dear.
I know. Hunter's always terrified when I open these up. Ooh, we'll get back to these in a minute, too. We have tracks, and y'all know how I like tracks.
Not really tracks, or resource trackers.
That was resource trackers, but same diff. Okay, here we go. So, look, I love these pieces. They're triangular, and then on each little corner, they've got different colored little gemstones, okay? So what you're trying to do is you're going to fill out and make a complete circle. When you do that, cool stuff happens. But every time you place one of these down, if, for example, I picked 2 tiles that, oh, here we go. I can make that work. So you lay down one of these tiles, and then you get the resources from the gems that match up, and you get double if, of course, they match, which is really cool. So, and you track them on this handy dandy recessed tracking board. So I like that because it's not one of those that the pieces are going to fly off or anything. It's recessed, so your pieces will stay intact. That'll help you track where your resources are. And you're using these gems and stuff to do really cool things. Like, for example, when you fill in these circles, you get to put cool little buildings on top in the center. Or you can do really cool things. These are expensive, but you can add these little 3D, notice it's kind of, what's the shape called again? Math boy.
Rhombus?
Rhombus? Okay.
No, I don't know.
Wow.
I hated geometry. Geometry's garbage.
There's 2 triangles put together, okay? You can tell it's 2 triangles. But anyway, you can put these in and get mad victory points for these and stuff like that. And on top of that, when you're filling this stuff out, you get these, you can purchase these cool little ability cards. And it's like a whole other like mini game going on with these. You'll notice that they have gemstones on the corners as well. Well, you're going to be laying these out, and you're going to want to try to put them so that they match up with the other one and make a perfect gem that is of that color. And then you get cool things again from that and victory points and stuff. So, and this one like has an end game scoring thing at the end of each age. Gain 3 victory points for each of these funky buildings, the levels adjacent to monuments and stuff like that. So they have all these cool abilities. And some of them do end-game scoring. Some of them, like this one, each time that you create a green gem, you get 2 more gems. So it like helps you multiply your gems and stuff. They all have cool little neat little abilities. So while you're building those up, it's helping you with your big board where you're trying to fill out all of the cool little nacho shapes and building your map. And it's kind of, I don't want to say area control, but it kind of is in a way. But it's tricky because as you're filling out these little triangular tiles, it's really easy for like Hunter to come in and snipe the last spot in that, and then he can get the centerpiece and get to put stuff there. But at the same time, it can benefit you somewhat. It's just that you don't get all the cool perks of being able to have that middle spot. It's really funky. There's all sorts of stuff going on with that. And this is just the base game. I absolutely love this game. We didn't even get all the way through, I think, the first time we played this, and Hunter was already online going, boop, 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 order. It was really awesome. And I'm actually really excited. I have no idea what is in the expansion whatsoever. No idea. I should say expansions. But if it adds more to this already amazing base game, then I'm super excited for that. And again, the potato chip game that is Dominations. Heaviest potato chip game ever.
It's not that heavy.
Yeah, but it takes like 80, this is 80 to 120 minutes, and it's definitely that. It's a long game. It's an hour and a half plus game.
Yeah, it's a very abstracted Civ game. When I first started playing it, I'm like, oh, I'm not going to like this game. And then by the time we're halfway through, I'm like, I really like this game.
Right? It's so much fun.
So it's got an abstracted Civ board that you're kind of map you're building out. You're building little towers, taking control of areas, building monuments, and all sorts of fun stuff there. At the same time, it's basically tech tree the game. So you have all these different little technologies that you're buying that have prereqs and things like that. So
that's true. They're laddered. Yeah, that's true. I didn't even mention that.
That's a whole puzzle in itself because you have to match them up where the gems connect, or you can't build them, and you kind of wall yourself off if you're not paying attention. And you get good points on connecting those together. There's achievements to get a certain number of different certain number of nodes and things, all sorts of stuff. It's a really fun game, but it's not what I would call a traditional Civ game.
Oh no,
where you have like a map and little dudes that you're fighting each other and building up and expanding all this other stuff. It's very, very abstracted.
I don't even think of it as a Civ game per se, to be honest.
It's got monuments. It's got
it does, but
it's a Civ game.
Meh.
It's a good one.
It's a triangle game.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you like this one more than I do, but I do enjoy it quite a bit.
I was going to say, I'm curious to see where this lands on your list, because I think you do like it, though, but... I love this game.
I think it was on our list last year. I don't know where it was.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't. I don't know.
We shall see.
I don't know.
So this will make Hunter happy. It leaped up my list. Last year it was 81, and now it's 28, and I think that was with more plays. And I think it's in a pretty good spot. And that is... I was about to do the song, but probably copyright us or something. Dinosaur World! Oh man. I'm a huge fan of Jurassic Park, the book, and then the original movies and stuff. And this game is like a little mini version of that. You're building up your park and you're keeping the security up and building in your dinosaurs and putting everything in, and then you're driving on a tour and you're driving around and you've got t-shirt shops and you're building all these different buildings and the attractions and everything, and then you're taking the little Jeep tour and going to different places, and you want to take it through different areas to maximize your victory points and stuff. And it's very puzzly. It's like a two-phase kind of game. You've got your building up and creating session, and then the second session is running your Jeep through and trying to maximize victory points or customer satisfaction, whatever you'd want to call doing the Jeep tour with that. Very fun game. Oh, tasty, tasty goodness. This is probably going to be higher on Hunter's list because he raves about this all the time.
Second year for this guy, so
yeah,
up on the list.
Yeah. Super fun.
So, when we played Dinosaur Island, I enjoyed it. It's one of our favorite games. It's always been high on our crossover list.
Totally liquid.
But to me, Dinosaur Island, as much as I love it, it's, like I said, it's one of my favorites. It felt very sterile or static. It's like you build out your little dinosaur pens, you build out your little shops, and there they are. This one makes it like more interactive. It feels more like the movies that she mentioned. You actually build all this stuff, and then you actually drive your little Jeep around, and what that represents is you activating the different areas of your park. In the other game, you just got points based on what you built. This one, you activate, you go drive people over to visit your T-Rexes, or they drive and they go to the gift shop or whatever, and you have little worker meeple guys that go out and they have to man all the different stations for them to activate. And as you go on this tour, if you keep going to the same spaces, people are like, "Oh, I've seen the T-Rexes 4 times. This is garbage.
What is wrong with these people?
I don't want to go there anymore."
What is wrong with these people?
I just love this game feels more interactive. As you know me, I like moving around on a map and doing things, interacting with things, and this feels more alive than Dinosaur Island, which we're probably going to hear about here shortly. One of my favorites. It improves on the game, but at the same time, this one's a little harder to teach, a little more going on.
Yeah, it's a little heavier.
It takes Dinosaur Island and adds to it for the most part. So if you're looking for maybe a slightly lighter experience with not as much going on, then Dinosaur Island may be your cup of tea. But this one murders Dinosaur Island. Kill, murder.
Wow, that's your opinion.
In my opinion.
I am Mo. So, on that note, so my number 27 might look a little familiar to you. It was my, is that right? Or is that a typo? It was not my 5, was it?
It was.
Wow, it's tanked!
Because the other one's better.
Because they're meeting in the middle, I suspect. They're settling together. Oh, and it's the beast that is Dinosaur Island. So, Hunter has got me, like, hooked on Dinosaur World. And I like it a lot, but I like this one a little bit more because it almost, for me, like, this is the right weight. I really love the emphasis on the dinosaurs and the DNA. I guess I'm, like, sciencey, nerdy stuff. This is what I like to focus on. The park, I'm kind of like, yeah, it's cool, but the puzzly bits and stuff, I don't need all that. I could just sit here and play with DNA all day and extract it from the amber and create different dinosaurs. And and I love it. This has an amazing expansion with it that you guys hear me talk about all the time because it's totally liquid. And it brings in plesiosaurs and mosasaurs and flying dinosaurs and all this other greatness. And look at him. Look at him. Isn't he cool? Look at him. And they have little cute, and of course, like both of these games, the production values are just amazing, off the charts cool. I love the different shapes. They do all of the different little species of the dinosaurs that you have in the game. They have different little plastic models for them. And so you've got cool little unique shapes for all your little critters that you have in your pens. I enjoy the process, again, like he said, about this is the lighter version of it. You don't have the island. But what this game has, the other game does not, is hooligans. You heard me right. I don't know why, but I love the fact that you have like little paid customers and they come in and do their thing, and then you've got the wild hooligans who don't pay and they jump the fence and they come in and sneak a peek at the park for free. Freeloaders. But then when all havoc breaks loose and your security's not good and the T-Rex gets out of his pen, guess who's already good at jumping fences and escapes scot-free? That would be the hooligans. And guess who gets eaten? The paid customers. Life is crazy that way. And I find this game hilarious. They even have, like, one of the little expansion thingies in here is like, remember in the original Jurassic Park movie, they like put the goat out in the pen to try to attract the T-Rex into it? They have the little goat. They have this little thing that you have, and it's a little, they just have some silly little touches like that, like the little goat to try to get your T-Rexes to be happier. And it's just hilarious. I love both of these games so much. And I think they're finally settling together. Because part of it, like I said, I wasn't as crazy about Dinosaur World, but we played it again, and it's a lot of fun. And Hunter's exuberance about it also just leveled it up. And what can I say? You can pick what you're in the mood for, and have a really amazing game. Do you need both? Probably not. But yeah. Jurassic stuff.
So remember when the way back time of the previous one?
I
mentioned that Dinosaur Island's lighter. That is the case when you're looking at base games only.
Yeah, because
the way we play Dinosaur Island is with everything, all the expansions, all the stuff. I thought let's see if we normally we put a note in saying what we like and don't like.
We don't bother because we like everything.
We play everything. So we play with everything. There's executives and all sorts of extra pins and the
more dice.
The what you would call it, the sea creatures and everything. We play with everything. But yeah, this one I just prefer Dinosaur World over this one because I like that. So I drive my little Jeep over and we visit the gift shop, and then we're going to swing over to Triceratops land and visit there, and then we're going to go over to the playground, let the little kitties play, and then we're going to go to T-Rex and get eaten. It's just, I like that part of it. This one's more straightforward.
It's got the more sitting in the lab doing stuff kind of thing.
But it's great. They're both awesome. They're both high up on my list. But Dinosaur World, I'll pick that up almost every time. But
clearly this one is far superior. Okay, it's only one place off. But you know what I mean.
Oh my gosh, so heavy.
I know it. Oh, you're getting a workout today. You're getting a workout today. I'll probably have to store some of these over here.
Gonna get
I know, just smushed. So, back at it. So, this one is my number 26. It was my 19. It settled a little bit. Although I think it's probably comfortable where it's at in the future because we got a big old box of it. It might even go up, I dare say, because of what's in this box.
Oh dear.
I don't know. I'm going to throw up my back trying to do this. Whoa! The castles of Mad King Ludwig. Yeah! Okay. So, before we got this monstrosity, we had a normal looking game of Castles of Mad King Ludwig. No fluff or anything. It was just a base game. Happy we played it to death. In fact, Hunter's probably sick of that game because we did play it a lot, and I love this game. You have all these funky shaped rooms, and you have a really cool bidding system, and you have to bid. One person sets up where they think the room should be valued, and then everybody else gets to bid on those things and basically give that person the money that they're bidding. And then you take them and you're building a crazy castle for the Mad King. They all have different benefits. Like there's music type rooms, there's sleeping rooms, there's kitchens, they have all these different types of rooms. And then they have some benefits like gardens don't like to be next to kitchens or something. So, or music rooms like to be next to libraries or something weird, right? And you get victory points or get victory points subtracted depending on what you have next to what. Oh my goodness, I love piecing together. Every time you have a completely unique castle and craziness going on. And that was just the base game. Then with this, there's a whole bunch of other things in it. I gotta show you one of my favorites, though. Silliness. It's silly, and I love it. Hopefully they're near the top. Are the babies near the top?
The ducks.
They're swans. Okay. Well, there's several things. For one thing, the board is redonkulous. They have a cool new board that comes with it, so we did not...
Collector's edition.
Yeah, this is a collector's edition. We did not have this crazy board because before you just had your stuff. So this adds extra stuff there. Oh my goodness, I forgot about these too. Ah!
Oh dear.
That Hunter's right here. So I'm not breaking anything. Buildings. So as you're building stuff, you can fulfill some requirements and stuff and put these ridiculous buildings out. And they help you get mad victory points for the Mad King. So that's something kind of new and cool, and I like that. And it's fun, and it's 3D, and again, absolutely ridiculous. Oh, the swans are near the bottom. So one of the things that I really love, there's a million different little swans in here. Oh, it's okay. It's in the very bottom. That's okay. Oh, you're going to show them off anyway. Yes. Oh, here, show me the tray real quick. So here, this is the other thing. In this big giant box, these are put in these really cool tins that have a case cover. It's so nice. So we can store this game any which way. Nothing gets messed up anymore. That was a problem before. We have the different shaped rooms. So you can see some of them here. This isn't all of them by any stretch. But they have different shapes. They have different values. And they have a little code on the back of them that shows you what type of rooms could possibly be there. It's pretty cool. I really love the storage solution for this.
Swans are in the top thing.
They're in the top thing? Oops.
Breaking stuff.
I just took I forgot the top player pieces here. I don't know where the swans are. The swans are hiding. 7 swans are hiding. So yeah, anyway, there's a whole bunch of these little swans, and you can use them for different things. But they have like 20, I'm not kidding you, 20 different colors, maybe more. And they're really cool, and they're real cute little things. And I love, 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 love all the new additions to this game. When we pulled this out and played with all of this, instead of tanking down my list because we don't play it much anymore, it's like it's kind of breathing some fresh life into it, which is why I said this might creep back up even more with more plays. Assuming somebody's not going to be too tired of Castles of Mad King Ludwig.
All right, so a few things.
Oh, geez. Here we go.
Swans are in there somewhere.
The swans are hiding. I don't know how they're all
Here's
hiding.
Here's the deal, folks. Here's the deal. This game's good.
It's great.
We played this game to death. It was... probably our most played game at one point.
It's true.
Played all the time.
It's true.
Here's the thing. This is probably not in my top 100, but now it wouldn't be for mere punitation purposes because it's got a story to tell.
What?
So we bought this collector's edition, the Ultimate Collector's Royal Collector's Edition of Collector Edition, and then as soon as they release it, they come out with an expansion that doesn't fit in this box.
Excuse me. Oh, we're done with you. This is what we're stopping.
So anyway, I wouldn't have gotten it anyway. But regardless, this is a great game. I think it probably plays slightly better with more players because of the whole auction system. It's still not fun. As robust. I mean, they do change it up a little bit for 2 players, but yeah, it doesn't. It's good. It's good. It's just played out. I mean, it's a heavier splendor for me. It's been played so many times. I mean, this was like every single game day we played this game, and
there's nothing wrong with that.
I got tired of it. It's a good game, though. It's a good game.
Darn right. Sorry. It's a 26.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Add a 0 to the end of it.
Oh my goodness.
I think this has to go to your side unless you want to crush.
Crush it. Yep. Bye. You'll never see me again. Okay. So. All right. So that is Castles. Now my number 25. Okay, it was my 95. It rocketed back up because during COVID, we didn't get to touch this game. Well, I've gotten to play it again. So its punishment is now over. And it's back, baby, with a vengeance. And that is...
dear.
Telestrations. Oh. What are you ugging? Okay, every time we played this, you about fall out of your seat laughing.
This game.
This game is one of the best party games, period. It is so much fun. In fact, I'm going to take it for an after-finals party game for some of my students. This is craziness. Everyone gets a little flippy notepad book that's all little whiteboards, and then you have markers, and you get a card, and you roll a dice, and then you've got it's got 6 things on it, obviously, because you're rolling a dice. And then you pick, so say you roll a 6. So you're going to go down your card and you're going to draw out what the number 6 is. Okay, so say it's sack of potatoes. Okay, so you're going to write that down, and then on the first page you draw what you hope someone will guess is a sack of potatoes. And then you flip the card up so they can't see it and pass it along. Okay, and then you're going to receive the new one, and now you're going to look at their picture and you're going to guess what you think is on theirs. And you do that. Then you pass that, and the next time you get something, you're going to see what someone had written, and you try to draw it again. And it's like a game of telephone, but with pictures. It's like Pictionary and telephone together. Oh my gosh. This is a more the merrier game. I love playing this at the max player count. It is hilarious. We've even had some funny, I've had international students play this, and so sometimes the culture barrier comes into play as they misunderstand slang or try to draw something a funny way, or vice versa. The Americans, we do something silly that they didn't get before. They're like, what? That makes no sense, and the generation gap could be really funny with this too, because we've played stuff with the grandparents and the grandkids, and it's clear that the grandkids do not have enough life experience to guess some of the things, and it's hysterical what they come up with. They get really creative. This is just a really fun game. I'm sure it doesn't hit with everybody, but I've been pretty successful playing with it. A very wide variety of people and had a blast with it. So, you can't say anything bad about Telestrations or you're fired. I'm just saying.
Fired from what?
I don't know this.
So, first time I played this, it was at Dice Tower Con, I think. I think it was maybe Derek Porter that suggested we play this, if I recall correctly.
And we
played it. And we got it out, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's drawing pictures. I'm like, I'm out. I'm done. This is garbage. That's what I'm thinking. I didn't say that. That's what I'm thinking. By the end of it, I was laughing so hard.
We're like crying.
As soon as we returned this to the library, I walked over to the cool stuff area and
bought it. Yeah.
And immediately bought it. It's a blast. It is hilarious. It works. I don't think this has ever fallen flat for us, ever. Even with the little kids, they'll make something up, and their drawings are hilarious. Sometimes your little kids will get upset because they draw something, they think they drew something amazing.
Clearly can't tell this is a
draw,
cow, and you're like...
They draw like a Christmas tree, and you call it like a telephone pole, and they're like, oh!
Yeah. So you may want to watch the age limit on the bottom end of that, but yeah.
It's still hilarious. You laugh at them. You laugh at them.
Oh my goodness.
Laugh at their tears.
You did not.
I'm joking. Anyway, this is a fun game.
Softy.
It's hilarious. You don't have to get this crazy 12-player one we got, but
oh yes, you do. It's so good. It's so good that way.
Depending on the number of players, you kind of start off differently. Sometimes you're drawing the first round, sometimes you're not, depending on the number of players.
And
so
it's
it all
easy
works
in the
out
rules.
so that
it's very easy.
comes back to you, and you have a writing at the end. You want to end with writing, right? You want to end with a guess.
Yes. Yeah.
So
I don't think we've ever really kept score.
we kept score one time.
We did,
and it was horrible.
And we were like, we don't like the scoring.
You get points if it makes it all the way around. You get points if you have the best. You voted the best drawing. It's really, really abstract.
No one cared. No one cared.
Subjective.
Yes.
Subjective. Voting and garbage and stuff, and just draw pictures.
Just draw pictures, and then everyone takes turns walking through the journey that becomes your cards. It is a show and tell round afterwards, and it is hilarious.
It's a good one. It's
so much fun. So much fun.
I wonder if I can set this in such a way that it's in frame.
Don't even.
No, not quite.
Oh my goodness. It's like slowly start building them out. You could have.
That's true. It'd make a little tilt.
Okay, you ready for a shocker? My number 24 is brand spanking new to the list. A 24.
I have new ones on my list every year.
That's true, but I don't usually as much. Yeah. Not super high up.
Oh dear, this is shocking. I didn't think you liked it this much.
What? Oh, I loved this. So Meeples and Monsters. Oh my gosh, this game. It's like a little D&D party game, and you build up your crew, and you're gonna go out and do adventures in town and do different things and try to level up, and you're going through, and if I recall, it's worker placement too, right? Like, isn't that so it's worker placement. You've got like the whole like D&D crew thing. You're leveling up these characters. You got the little Meeples and the monsters, and you're fighting it. Oh my gosh! It is so much fun. I want to play this again right away. It's also amazingly quick. This, I want to say, is only like an hour game. It
says 45 to 60 minutes.
45 to 60. Okay, so it's an hour game.
We played this live. I think we made a mistake.
Did we play it live?
We played it live. Well, we played it. Yeah, we played it live, and I think we made a mistake at the end.
Oh, okay, well,
how the last monster works, but no big deal.
Yeah, and it's, oh my goodness. I don't know what it is, but this is so much fun. It's like all the elements of some of the like parts of role playing that I really enjoy and stuff, but getting to like play it out almost video game style, and actually do stuff with the whole crew. And I don't know. I really enjoyed this. I look forward to playing it again. I think the gameplay is pretty easy to sort through, figure out how to play, and I think jumping back into it won't be that difficult either. Where do you think this is going to land for you?
Not on the list.
What? You didn't like it?
It's okay. It's a good game. I enjoy it quite a bit.
It's crazy.
But
crazy.
It's a little fiddly.
So?
It's a little...
But so is
No, so... Picking the best games all time, fiddly games don't make my list. Sorry, fiddly games, you don't make my list. This one's got some weird... You can use stuff in the first phase, but you can't use them in the second phase. But if you do wait to the second phase, you can't go back to the first phase, and you oops it, you can't oops back, and how the monsters work at the end is a little fiddly. Some of them you can attack more than once, some of them you can't attack more than once. Then you have these artifacts off the side that are kind of weird artifact things.
What's weird about them?
I don't know. Maybe it's because we haven't kind of ironed out the...
I think we need to play it again, like right now. That'll fix it. Didn't know you were getting a live play too, right? You can start reading the rules.
This isn't the rules.
It's got a solo variant?
Yeah.
What? Maybe I'll just play with that.
It's got towers.
You're gonna be that way here.
It's a good. I mean, I make it sound worse than it is, but it's clutchy in places. Because I remember when we played, there's a lot of, oh yeah, I was gonna do that in phase one. I forgot to do it. phase one, and then you
But I
can't
think that was
really
just
go
weird.
back because there's some reason you can't go backwards once you skip, and it says like make sure you've done everything you want to do before you move forward. And
I didn't feel like that was that difficult. I don't
you
know.
weren't the rules moderator person.
Well, no, I'm not. But I don't know. I don't remember it being that bad.
It's got
I guess.
bag building. It's got worker placement. It has
Stuff that we
you
enjoy
can add
using.
more shops as you go. You have stuff you can
Heck yeah.
fight. It's the concept is good. Yeah, you're probably right. We probably need to play it again and kind of get more familiar with how the game flow works because
Yeah, the more you're talking yourself back into it. Don't let him be don't let him fool
and the
you.
name, come on.
What's wrong with that? Meeples and Monsters? That's greatness. That sounds like a great place
Meeple
for like a...
is a component name. It's Meeple. It takes me out of my immersion.
Okay, whatever that
I talked
was.
it way down, but it's a good game.
You did talk it way down, and it's so good. And,
Meh.
why did I
Maybe a
bring it onto
math
this?
plus, huh?
It's 24, people. 24. It's that good.
240.
No. So my number 23, hater.
I'm ready for a good one.
It is a good one. It was my 20 last year.
You're doing so great. Well, you started off bad.
No,
and the last one was bad.
No,
in between, really
your
good.
opinions don't count here. So this was my 20 last year, and it's my 23 this year, and it's so good, so good. Yeah, Hunter, you're such a hater today. Millennium Blades.
What side we want?
I don't know. I think you need to take the sleeve off, probably.
No.
You're like, that's dangerous.
Game of the Millennium Edition.
Yeah. Okay, this is such a beast of a game. This is the game that is so meta. Okay, so you are a CCG player, a collectible card game player, and you're going to want to get some decks, and you're going to want to play in a tournament, and then you're going to buy some more, like, boosters. Thank you. I don't know why I couldn't think of the word booster. Duh. Booster packs. You're going to get booster packs, and you're going to tweak your deck, and you're going to fix it up really good, and then you're going to go play in the tournament again and see if you can whoop everybody, and you do that a couple times. That's what this game is. You, without having to spend the inordinate amount of money to actually have a collectible card game, you can be a collectible card game nerd in this and go through all of the stuff of building your deck and getting new cards and building up and then playing in the tournament and seeing how you do in several rounds with this game. When this first came out, I thought the concept was really cool, but for whatever reason, we could not get a hold of it or play it for the longest time, and Hunter finally tracked it down, and me, fell completely in love with this. I love the concept. I've always liked CCGs, but they're kind of expensive to keep up and maintain and be, like, competitive with and stuff like that. I played, like, the Wheel of Time one for a while, and L5R, and also few other games, and this one, though, it kind of gives you that feel of going back into it without having to go and hunt down the rares and spend money on booster packs and all of that stuff, and just play and have a good time. There are so many different decks and cards in here, which is why this thing is so dense and so heavy. You're never going to have the same game. You're going to be playing this infinite times and having all sorts of different combinations and different cards coming up, and I absolutely love that about that. The variability of card play is fantastic. I don't know that there's any other game that quite has the variety this one does. Dominion? Yeah. That would probably be the only one that even comes close. No.
Yeah, mix all. Anyway.
Yeah, maybe if you mix them all up, but I mean, we're talking like huge numbers here. It's really fun, and it plays surprisingly quick. I think it's like an hour game, I want to say.
It's not going to say on this box.
Just 2 hours. It says 2 hours. Yeah, that makes sense, because sometimes you can set it on a timer too, but there's the time periods when you get your cards and you're trading and redoing your deck and stuff. It takes a little bit of time to do that. So, yeah, 2 hours, but it doesn't feel like 2 hours. It goes really quickly, or at least it feels like it went quickly for me. Yeah, I know you don't like it near as much as I do.
It's alright. So here's my biggest issue with this game. So one thing, one of the experiences it's trying to give you is the whole buying and selling and trading and building your deck at first, and then going and playing in tournaments, which it does a pretty good job. The problem we've played this game 3, 4, 5 times, however many we've played it.
Mm-hmm.
Almost no trading takes place at all.
We have not done a lot of trading. That's true.
That part of the game seems almost dead because you're so focused in on building what you want to build.
Yeah, that's fair.
And trading and buying and selling cards to the market that to stop everything and go, hey, do you have any cards over there that might work well with me? That just doesn't happen. And that's a whole aspect of the game is that the trading, and it just.
Yeah, that's true.
I probably can count on one hand the number of trades that have occurred in all the times that we've played this game.
Yeah, I don't know that we've done very many.
You're so kind of head down doing your thing that part of the game is gone. I wish there was some way to promote that. I don't know. But it's
you know what they could do? Well, or we could do. I don't know. I'll have to look at it. Maybe there's some variant or something on BGG, but I wonder if it's like you couldn't trade with the middle until you trade with somebody else or something. You know what I mean? Like there's something would kind of
that would
force
just completely throw a wrench in that would stall the game out at that point.
Yeah, that's true too.
But anyway, it's good.
What do you think about that?
For reasons the tournaments are very simplistic and straightforward, which it needs to be, or otherwise this game will last 10 hours. But it just seems like you do all this trading and building your deck and working again and getting this perfect combination. And then the tournament's like, eh.
I didn't think the tournament was meh.
And a lot of times you have to sacrifice your deck for set collection purposes to get points. So it's like the whole, do I make my deck really good? I think that's a good
choice that you have to make in the game. I don't think that's sacrificing anything.
Anyway, it's okay.
Huh.
It's okay.
Whatever. Maybe I'll just.
She loves it. That's why
I love this game. Oh my gosh, I would play this all the time.
Destruction, 40 pounds of cards.
So heavy.
Version of the game.
It is so heavy. It's like get all ripped just moving this game around. But no, it's if you're interested in something like that kind of theme intrigues you. I think you'd really enjoy that. If you're not into that sort of thing, that'd probably bore you to death because you're like, yay, I get to tweak my deck and all this stuff. No one. I'm like, that's part of the fun.
And it's real time, so if you don't like real time games, well, part of it. I mean, the tournament obviously is real time, but the trading and buying and selling is real time.
It's true. It is true. All right, so my number 22 dropped a little bit. It was my 13 last time. It's my 22. I think there's nothing wrong with that, though. And it is my friend. Hunter's mystified by this, but I love Motokator.
Man.
This is just a big giant cube pusher. Literally,
this one I don't understand.
So it is. It's got different colored cubes, and each cube stands for like 2 different types of goods, and you have your player board that's kind of like a grid of all of these different products and things. And you also have the board, which is a map. And if I remember correctly, like on the location, it'll say like France, and then it's got some goods there and stuff. And you can go there and turn in things and trade things, and that's when you take your cubes with your board and you're moving your cubes around, okay? So you're trying to build up a little engine that gives you these resources that you can sell off and get victory points and whatnot and fulfill contracts. Oh boy. But you're also traveling, and it's a huge kind of, not really a logistics puzzle, but it's very puzzly what you need to do, because you want to try to maximize where you're traveling and when to get the goods that you want to fulfill the areas on your board that'll help you best fill out contracts and stuff, which give you the victory points. It's not like the theme and everything is not the most exciting sounding game or anything like that. But for whatever reason, I enjoy the puzzle in this game. I love puzzling out all the little bits and figuring out where I need to travel and getting all of this done. And it's Uwe Rosenberg on top of that, which I love his stuff. And this one is just like one of my faves of his period. And Hunter's just mystified because it's just glorified cube pushing.
Yeah.
I don't know
If
why
this
I love
isn't
this so
my
much.
least favorite Uwe Rosenberg, it's pretty close to it.
I love
It
this.
is. It's just cubes and contract. I mean,
it really is cubes and contracts. I don't know why. I love that.
There's a hardcore variant for a longer playing time.
We'll never get to play that.
Yeah, this is just getting cubes, which represent goods, and trading those goods in for contracts. If I recall correctly, you have to do contracts in order from smallest to largest, I think. I don't remember. You get superpowers that give you bonuses that make your cubes more efficient.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I love playing this. I love the puzzle.
I don't know, was it Corlew or who? I don't know.
Yeah, Corlew, I think it was.
Who suggested this for you, and they hit the mark, and they missed the mark for me. Woof.
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 No, I do. I love playing this game. I would play it anytime, and Hunter's just like, really? Really? How about literally anything else? And I'm like, but...
I'm trying to sneak a peek at our eBay games.
Uwe's right behind you, right here. And I know, I don't know why Hunter hates this. It's so pretty. And it's just...
This and Cocapelle are probably my least favorite Uwe games
that
we played.
I don't know. Try it and tell me, for yourself. Try it out yourself.
But that's saying
Again,
it's an Uwe game. I still enjoy it.
Uwe, and
I love all his games. So
yeah, it's a
so good one, but not...
It's inexplicable. I get that. 22.
Oh my gosh.
Here, give me my game back.
Yeah, it's definitely your game. That is 100% true.
At least I don't have to worry about him stealing it or anything. Getting rid of it, I'll have to watch him maybe.
I would not get rid of the game you love.
That's true, you would not. But I still have to watch you.
Without you knowing about
exactly. All right, so the last one for today, my number 21, was my number 12, and I think it's just suffering a little bit because it needs to be played again. Let me just triple check and make sure I didn't make some kind of mistake, but yes, this is my favorite Ryan Lockett game, and it is... his 4X game in space. And it's Ryan Lockett. Empires of the Void 2. Oh my goodness. First of all, I love Ryan Lockett's art. And seeing him do sci-fi space stuff instead of his usual little fantasy characters was a cool thing to see. And I think he did a gorgeous job on it. I love looking at the planets that he did for this. It's absolutely, they're just stunning. I love them. He's also got cool little models of the little player ship thingies, and they're all different and very cool and unique. And then it's 4X. What's the gameplay on this? The time?
Oh, it's short, like an hour.
Okay. But see, and
30 minutes per player.
That's what kind of blows my mind because it feels like a much longer game. It packs so much into these games. I mean, you're going and exploring and checking out your galaxy around there and trying to take over areas and do 4X things. And usually those games take so much longer to feel like you got a complete adventure in. But he manages to pack it in amazingly well into an hour. And wow, it's a really good game. It's so much fun. And it's just, seriously, I can't even stop looking at the cover. It's just gorgeous art. I love his art so much. And I think he should do more space kind of games and stuff because this one is magical. You like this one too, so you can't give me too much grief about this one.
I love this one.
It's so good.
This is my favorite Ryan Lockett game. Well, it's not even close. It's like second place is probably not even on my top 100.
I want to say we were like a round or two in, and we both kind of looked at each other and like, this is an awesome game.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's got so many good things going on. It's got the follow the leader thing where one person takes an action, you can follow the action, or you can take an alternate action, which is cool. So everyone's engaged on every turn. It has the thing where you upgrade your stuff. So basically, as you build certain buildings, you make your turns more efficient. Yep. You can explore. You can conquer lands. You can make alliances and races to get superpowers. It's just
That's all the 4X
it's a
stuff.
really, really solid game, and it plays super fast. Like you get a full, I wouldn't say full, but you get a good 4X experience in only an hour for 2 players. Even if you play the full 4 players, you're only talking 2 hours, which is super
That's
short.
crazy
for this
good,
kind of
yeah.
game.
For a 4X?
It's awesome. It's a great game. You finally got it right. Now you had some good ones. Had some hits, had some misses.
What? They're all hitting strong. That is 30 through 21. Those are like top notch. Oh, he's trying to kill my game that he hates. You would not believe
I don't
how many...
hate foreign Trajanum. It's just not my favorite.
Oh, I'm sorry. He hates Mercator. I protected that one at least.
I don't hate Mercator.
Oh my goodness.
Not my favorite.
So Will Hunter hate on my top 20 games.
Let's see.
Oh no, you can't peek. I'm not letting them peek. I'm not letting you peek. Stay tuned for more significant board game drama